That was a gun.
I'm not voting.
If we want to build our nation.
The problem with the Somalians.
Just want to experience something else than a black man.
Move on, move
Can't be like a horse with blinkers on.
Honestly say, I was about to have
Corrupt
sex and then I pulled
crap,
up.
but it's nice.
My name is Banele Poni, and I work for Street Talk as a cameraman. Sindisa.
Hi everyone, my name is Sindisa Monakali. I serve as the Deputy Chairman of Equal Education. I'm also a student. I live in Kailicha.
My name is Bayanda Mazwindumiso. I stay in Kailicha. I work as a curriculum developer for Equal Education.
Hi everyone, my name is Yasanga Vilapati. I'm a facilitator at Equal Education. I'm also a student.
Hello everyone, my name is Aaron Chwabi from Lower Crossroads in Philippi. I'm an artist, man. I'm a life skill facilitator. I'm a radio presenter. I also do contemporary dance.
Hello everyone, my name is Chandra Koro. I'm a professional actor and an entertainer. And I have a non-profit organization, and I work full-time for the head office of the Christian.
Let me just open up by saying that as we are facing with this pandemic, coronavirus, then now they are like schools are reopening. And what's going on? Like our government is opening schools under this pandemic. So do you feel like it's a good thing, like what it's doing now? Because this thing it's quick to affect people. So schools are reopening, and how do you feel about that schools are opening on the 8th of June? Bayanda, yeah.
Look, Manele, my opinion is very frank. I don't support schools reopening. Number one, we can't forget the inequalities that exist within the schooling system in South Africa already. We can't forget the sanitation issues and water issues that every school in South Africa that is facing already. And when we're talking about hygiene and we're talking about releasing our children back to school, we are talking about those issues that already exist. So saying that you will provide water tanks and you will provide sanitizers and you will provide alternative toilets, it's not going to happen. First of all, the Department of Education has never done that in the past years that many activists, including Equal Education itself, has been advocating for. So we have not forgotten the fact that there is a burden, there is a backlog of school infrastructure, poor sanitation and poor water supply in schools. So releasing children back to school is just adding to those problems. I think it's going to be a chaos besides the behavior of children, but I think generally it's going to be a chaos, and we're not going to be able to control the pandemic once it reaches the stage of school level.
And thank you, Bayanda. And Siasanga, what can you say around that? What can you say?
Okay, so Bayanda already covered me when it comes to infrastructure and hygiene. That is something that Equal Education has been advocating for years. And one thing for sure, we know that our government in South Africa never implements things. They say things and then they never do it. For example, now schools are already open, and then there are already complaints that in other schools the PPEs haven't already arrived yet, and then yet they've already started. So besides the kids, but also let's look at our government. So I think schools really should not be open. I'm definitely against that. Yeah.
Okay. Aaron, you are working with kids, doing contemporary. Let's not forget to be positive. What are the positive things of what is happening of pandemic?
You know, ubomi abantwana is much important than money, because it's my work. Right? It's my work, and at the very same time, not only work, and also to give them a skill. They're about to give them something to do. After school, most of so ubomi babo is much important more than imali. So it's not an idea bangabana baphindele bheke esikoleni man, because bazovusulela kwasendleleni eyakhona esikolweni babe nevirus abantwana bazofika basulele mina yengoku yabona ke, and nama ndifuna uba nevirus and nama ndifuna uba nevirus ke ngoku uyabona ke. So no, bangavuni ba right bahlale nayo kuyo. Like I said, it's always important for if let's say you are being given the rules, you know, to follow, it's always important to actually to adapt yabo to kulona scene where yabona, because xa zodwa hamba kuvula isikole because ndifuna usebenza ntonto, no, I have to make a plan B yabo, that's kuthiwa make a plan A and plan B as well yabona ke. So basingavula isikole ndifuna ivirus nam. Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Vanele, firstly, positively, I think when it comes to children, understand, and Lombandela West School, I would say that it all depends on how they will behave. You know, Amakaya Wafan, as I said before, right? We coming from different homes, right? Some homes will teach those children just to take care of themselves, whereby they will practice hygiene, you know. But some homes, even their parents don't care about hygiene and all that stuff, you know, just to face the reality, you know. So I don't think reopening of school is a good idea, you know. But if it does happen, I wish all the parents can make sure that they do tell their children and teach them. You know what is more important, Mr. Vanilla, more than this opening of school, is the teaching, so that the children can know and understand the dangers of the coronavirus. Then if they know the dangers, then they will take care of themselves, you know. If we as adults, we don't respect that, because where I work, man, sometimes there are people who get sick about this corona and we are adults. Let's make an example, then they are children. If adults cannot take care of themselves, what can the children do, you know? And what Aaron said is a very, very point, you know. Me, I go there just in a way to help those children, and I take care of myself, man. And then those children don't take care of themselves, and I get infected, and I end up getting fired for them. You know, now I lost my job because I wanted to help. So I don't think it's very a good idea for the school to reopen now, unless they can make sure that they teach those children the importance of being safe within this coronavirus. Thank you, Mr. Vanessa.
I personally think that we cannot trust the government with our learners in this country, because you can even see from the news that the person who's responsible for the education system, basic education system in this country, Umamu NG, didn't even announce whether the school are going to open at the exact same time. So how do you trust someone to take care of your child when they are not sure of what they really going to do? Like, for instance, she was there around 11 and we slept on Sunday, not sure even schools are reopening on Monday. I cannot trust that. We can also not trust. So it's hard. It's very hard to trace the positives, whereas there are so many negatives about what is happening in the country. So that is a problem on its own. So I don't even know what tools of analysis that they're using when they're making these plans, because these people have been failing us for the past 24 years, you know. So I mean, young children are drowning in pit latrines in Limpopo, shortage of textbooks, overcrowded classrooms, all of it. So the system on its own, it's hard to trace the positive, because there are so many negatives that are there in the system. So the reopening of school is a careless. I personally think it's careless from our government, and also they know me to talk more about the class. It would work if schools had proper infrastructure. It would work. It would work if things are delivered on time. It would work if the governing system of this country was working properly. Now it cannot work because the black working class children are going to be the one who are mostly affected by this opening of schools. You mean homeschooling for us? We cannot do homeschooling because some of our parents didn't even complete matric, you know, and homeschooling could work for who? People who live in Sipho and all of these places, who live in those and who have proper schools. Go to your private schools. This PPE thing, I think they are there even now. I'm sure they are notice board, how to wash your hands properly, how to wear your mask, all of these things. You go to Kailicha, total different story. You go to Kukuletu, total different story. So it's so hard to trace the positive, whereas they are negative. And I cannot trust the government with my child. I would never. They would rather stay at home, and they treat this like we don't have a choice. We do have a choice. There are other alternatives that we can use. There are other plans. Postpone the academic year if you have to. Why not? Why not? You have the power to do that. So you should stop treating lockdown like we don't have a choice to do and come with other plans. That is my take.
Yeah, thank you very much, Sindisa. And while you were talking, when I seen this, I was thinking of like there are children now who were depending on the feeding scheme. So now the schools are closed and they don't know where to get the food. Like you understand? So they were depending on those feeding scheme. How can we handle that? Can you please tackle that, Siasanga, please, if you can, or Sindisa?
Okay, I think we've highlighted it like from the start to say that how nutrition is going to work now, since people depend on to have breakfast at school, to have lunch at school. How is this going to work now? There was still no plan how the feeding scheme is going to work. So majority of the children and people in townships don't have access to food. And what we did then as activists, since what we did, we collected the donations all around the Western Cape and in other provinces. And people donated food parcels all over. So we managed to go back and contribute into those families to give people food. And because they don't have other means to get. And where is that money of the feeding scheme esikolweni iyaphi? Because it's not like bengekho mali kokuqala iphi la mali. So what is that money doing now? Is it buying PPEs? Is it fixing the sanitation in school? Iphi mali? Like you cannot treat this like bengekho mali kokuqala ibikhona imali but iphi ngoku. So iphi mali yokutya kwabantwana, you know. So I think Tapani, it affected so many families, so many children, especially those who are coming from the working class background. It really affected them, and they depended on soup kitchens. So we also established soup kitchens around, even if it's 1 meal a day that we contributed as activists in townships. But at least they don't go to sleep with an empty stomach. So the struggle started to change now. We were more responsive about these things, and this is the work that is supposed to be done by people who are representing us. But you see the failure that we are talking about, the negatives that always overpower the positives.
My dream is to see South Africa in solidarity and working together. That's my dream.
So my dream is to see a liberated youth, a liberated generation that is conscious and aware of their surroundings, and actually who are working towards liberating others and actually being more conscious about what's happening around them.
My dream is to see South Africa being led by youth and the people of the working class organizing and overthrowing capitalism.
My dream is to run a youth center, man, you know, to empower, inspire, and also to give Abantu, especially Lucha, a skill to discover themselves.
My dream is to see all those people that are becoming successful people and becoming entrepreneurs. That is my dream. To see all those people that look so hopeless, being hopeful and being led by faith. That is my dream.
My dream is to see a decolonized South Africa.
Yazi, you should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong. You should ever sit and talk with people, or else take a walk and create a straight talk. Talk what is nice, it will make you feel stronger. Listen what is right and say what is wrong.